What you're about to see is a bunch of public comments given at the recent CU Regents meeting. Regents are the selected body that help govern the direction of our large CU system of colleges. And these are students speaking out against that entity has an investment fund, and in it hold over 270 million in fossil fuel investments, and would like to see that reinvested into greener technologies and change. Stick around as there are many amazing comments, as well as a song. And included in here is photography from Jake Langlois, a photographer. So I hope you enjoy.
We've got a large group. Come on up. The Fossil Free CU and others. And we've got 20 minutes left. And as you come up, just say your name briefly.
Hi, my name is Serafina Scalo. I'm a freshman at CU Boulder, and I'm the Sustainability Chair for Student Government. I'm here to say that CU needs to protect the futures of its students and Greater Colorado by divesting from fossil fuels and reinvesting in a just transition. Will everyone here to support divestment please stand up? CU as a university, its first obligation is to its students. We entrust you with our money, with our time, but also with our futures. I came to CU because of the outdoor community here and what I thought was a dedication to sustainable and healthy living. But when wildfires destroy forests and homes, rivers are depleted by drought, and 65 days out of the summer last year had health advisories just to avoid outdoor activity because of air pollution, it makes me wonder if I should get my education somewhere else. Denver is the 7th most ozone polluted city in the US, and fossil fuel pollution is responsible for 1 in 5 deaths globally. Ozone in particular increases our chances of dying from lung and heart disease, along with asthma and other respiratory issues. We're all breathing in the air and endangering our health because of the investments that CU makes, and this especially affects people of color and low-income communities. I understand that divestment comes with challenges, but sustainable investing is not only possible, as demonstrated by the countless universities who have done so already, but absolutely imperative if CU cares about the students that trust you with so much. So we have 3 asks. Grant us time on the agenda for the fall meeting to discuss sustainable investment in depth. By the end of 2023, publish a plan to divest from fossil fuels and reinvest in a just transition by 2027, and disclose the contents and performance of the endowment and treasury funds investments every 6 months and upon request. Thank you so much for hearing us out. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello all, my name is Huck Reese and I'm a master's student and earth scientist at CU Boulder. My research is focused on water resources, climate adaptation, and the economic and human consequences of climate-related natural disasters. Last year, CU Boulder was ranked as the number 3 university in the world for geoscience research, and it has been ranked as high as number 1. CU brings in millions of dollars in grants and funding every year to conduct cutting-edge research on climate change, its impacts, as well as solutions. And what this research tells us is that climate change is happening, we are causing it, and that the biggest single factor in whether or not we keep global warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius is that we stop new fossil fuel projects now. What allows for these new fossil fuel projects to move forward is capital sourced from investments such as the ones that CU holds in fossil fuel companies. Now, we should be proud of the climate research that CU has done, but while we still fund fossil fuel projects via our investments, we're at best hypocritical, and at worst, we have a severe reputation issue on our hands that will deter future talented students and faculty from wanting to call CU home. Now, we're not asking for the moon. We are asking for CU to alter a small portion of its investment portfolio to address what many scientists regard as the greatest existential crisis of our time. So I urge you all, listen to the science, listen to your students. I'm here as a citizen scientist because I've seen the numbers. I understand the research and the data, and I know that all of you do as well. And it is because of that that I don't understand why you have not acted on this already. So I respectfully ask that the Regents, 1, make CU's investment portfolios transparent, 2, take seriously the students, staff, and faculty that have worked extremely hard to move CU towards a fossil-free future by establishing a dialogue and meeting with us, and 3, divest all of CU's investment funds from fossil fuels by 2027. I thank you so much for your time, and I will always be proud to be a part of the University of Colorado. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is John Steinauer. I am a recent graduate of the Leeds MBA program, class of 2022. I thank the Board of Regents for the opportunity to speak. I was asked by my peers to make a supplementary statement regarding divestiture of fossil fuels across the University of Colorado's holdings. Current financial situation, it's a total lack of transparency at the moment. The public, the faculty, the students, or alumni don't know where or how their contributions are being invested. Pertaining to the endowment, there's a 990 tax document, but no detailed listing of asset allocations. The CU Foundation does not submit a 13F with the SEC, even though it has over $2.5 billion in assets under management, according to the 2020 filing. The 4 asset managers are currently behind a black box: Perella Weinberg Partners, Bayou City Energy, MHR Fund Management, Clearview Partners. We have no idea what they're investing in. There are investment options across any asset class: large cap, international, small cap, cash and cash equivalents, alternative, including private equity, venture capital, hedge funds, and REITs that can replicate the current risk and return profiles that are currently deployed. CU does not risk financial returns by divesting from fossil fuels, but CU does have a reputational risk and financial risk of remaining invested in those fossil fuels. ESG and climate solutions are not topics that will be marginalized or mitigated by ignoring the issues, and the university should act now to get ahead of controversial holdings. Freedom of Information Act requests, lawsuits, whistleblowers, wealthy donors, the press, they may all force this issue and force change. There are hundreds of universities that have divested from fossil fuels: Harvard, Columbia, Stanford, Massachusetts, Yale, University of Pennsylvania. These are leading institutions. And anecdotally, these universities participated in the same process we are engaging in now: initial dialogue, net zero strategy being deployed, and then fossil-free by investment mandate. The transition is easy. While imperfect, it takes vigilance, and the institutional investment firms are eager to work with you all. You just have to pick up the phone. Thank you so much.
Hello, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you all today. My name is Sophie Kvaretskelia. I am a sophomore at CU Boulder and one of the co-chairs of the Student Government Environmental Board. I'm here to request that the CU Board of Regents commit to divesting from the fossil fuel industry. I'm proud to be a student at CU Boulder because I am part of a strong, vibrant, and active community of students, faculty, staff, and admin that genuinely care about mitigating the climate crisis and ensuring a livable future for all of us. Our institution's continued investment in fossil fuels works directly against many of our values as community members, as well as the research and studies of our students and faculty. But thankfully, reinvesting in a just energy transition is another option. The Colorado Energy Office has said that a statewide transition to clean energy underpins Colorado's commitment to climate action, and the state aims to transition to 100% clean electricity generation by 2040. By reinvesting in local sustainable industry, we can support renewable energy and regenerative agriculture that offers strong returns on investment and support the lives and careers of students and all Colorado citizens. Further, the University of Colorado has already announced that 2 new investment funds which consider environmental, social, and governance issues are available for the institution's retirement plans. We can use this progress as a stepping stone and a reminder that meaningful change is possible. As of 2021, less than 1% of CU Boulder's $1.9 billion investment pool was invested in sustainable industries. We have a long way to go. We are here not to order or castigate you, but to ask for your urgent support and collaboration in supporting a just energy transition and the University of Colorado's socially and environmentally responsible reinvestment that fosters hope for all of our futures. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ruth Nowotny, and I'm a sophomore at CU Boulder, and I'm here with Fossil Free CU today. CU has an institutional and fiduciary responsibility to its students to divest from fossil fuels. CU as an educational institution operates on guiding values that clearly state its dedication to furthering student and human development. Divestment meets one of these main guiding values by promoting and upholding principles of ethics, integrity, transparency, and accountability. Leadership should be making decisions that in accordance with these foundational values. Furthermore, this duty reaches far past this institution's code of conduct. CU is legally bound to ensure that it is prudent and well-informed when making financial decisions. The fossil fuel industry is increasingly facing legal liability, with over 1,000 climate-related cases filed since 2015, many targeting the fossil fuel industry itself. Furthermore, the legal case Cow versus Marino regarding financial fiduciary responsibility affirmed that once a fiduciary is aware of the risk, action must be taken to address it. As we have seen from many other universities across the United States, firms are recognizing the infallibility of the fossil fuel industry is coming to an end. Harvard, MIT, and Vanderbilt are some of the few universities that have divested from fossil fuels on the grounds of fiduciary responsibility. Investors need to be taking into account the real-world impacts of their investments. Financing and trusting a caustic and dying industry does not make fiduciary sense. As leaders, you have a legal responsibility to your student body to ensure that this institution's investments are benefiting them. Change is happening, one way or another, and inevitably, the fossil fuel industry will be insolvent. It is better to divest and reinvest now than suffer financial loss later. I affirm the student, faculty, alumni, and community demands for divestment and urge you to listen to our requests. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Scott King, and I'm the Executive Director of Mission Zero, the founder of the Climate Action Fund, and I have a small gift for you from the Climate Action Fund. But most importantly, I wanted to talk to you about climate change from a donor and alumni perspective. Today, I stand before you to advocate for CU's commitment to not only leading the nation in climate research, but also in climate action. The burning of fossil fuels is a primary driver of climate change, causing devastating impacts on our environment and global health. To have any chance of combating climate change, we must transition away from fossil fuels toward renewable energy sources. The fossil fuel industry, with its vested interests, has hindered progress in reducing emissions and has promoted misinformation about the severity of our climate crisis. As we face this crisis, it's crucial for the University of Colorado to align its actions with its values, and in doing so, I propose the following. First, I urge the Regents to direct the university and its foundation to divest from fossil fuel companies and reinvest in a just energy transition. This means reallocating resources to support renewable energy, sustainable initiatives, and investments in underserved communities impacted by the climate change. Secondly, I request the university to be transparent with its donations and research grants from the fossil fuel industry. As alumni and donors, we deserve to know how our contributions are being utilized and if they are in alignment with our shared values of sustainability and environmental stewardship. The association with fossil fuel industry not only undermines the CU's credibility in climate research, but it also damages its brand, as it appears to greenwash our accomplishments by supporting the very industry that perpetuates the climate crisis. So, as an alumni, I think I bleed black and gold. And as a donor, I want the university to use my funds in a responsible way. Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Taj. I'm a senior here at CU studying physics. I'm also an international student. I think my friends at the divest movement are going to cover most of the finer points of the argument for divestment. I wanted to mention something more personal that weighs heavily on my mind day to day. I'm a U.S. citizen, but I spent most of my childhood in China and Malaysia. In my time overseas, I learned at a visceral level how deeply the global South was affected by foreign markets and U.S. investments. In China, I lived less than an hour away from the Foxconn building. The workers at this factory are making iPhones under such poor conditions they started to throw themselves from the building so that their families could collect compensation. I was 10 when this started. I began to wonder if I would see anyone falling from the sky on my walk to school. 2 years later, I moved to Malaysia. Every summer on my flight back from beautiful Colorado, I had a bird's eye view of the breathtaking Malaysian rainforest. Every summer, there was less of it. It was burnt to the ground, replaced by oil palm plantations to satisfy Western demand. If any of you flew into DIA during the Marshall Fire, you'll know what I'm talking about. I saw that every year. To invest may not seem like anything more than a financial decision. I understand that as regents, your responsibility is to your constituents, but as investors, you hold far more power than just over CU students or Coloradans. It's a cruel irony that climate change will hurt my generation and my friends back home in the global south before it will hurt the people with the most power to do something about it. I urge you to extend your empathy beyond your generation, who will never see the full consequences of the climate crisis, and to the rest of the world who has already seen those consequences. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the Board of Regents. My name is Justin Cole. I'm a UCCS student, student employee, and head of a nonprofit called 350 Colorado Springs. I'm an Air Force veteran of about 9 years, and I was stationed in Colorado Springs back in 2013. The summer of that year, I experienced my climate watershed moment. Following the Black Forest fire, I connected with a displaced family and led a team to sift through the wreckage of their home. Now, I'm a civilian studying engineering at UCCS. Though Colorado Springs is often considered a politically conservative stronghold, our Student Government Association has strongly endorsed the fossil-free CU petition calling on you to divest our system from fossil fuels. They have the broad support of students and faculty alike. You are not the only policymakers being called to divest as well. Right now, literally this second, students at Colorado State University are marching to the office of their president to call for the divestment of their endowment from fossil fuels. The clock is ticking, and the movement is here. The political will to divest our system from fossil fuels needs to be here too. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your public service.
Hi, my name is Kenzie Calcagno. I am graduating as a Phi Beta Kappa member with a degree in psychology, minors in leadership studies and communication, and a certificate in public health. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Since I was a kid, my overall goal in life has been to be happy. Although this may seem whimsical, I believe we all share this goal. I was 16 when I was faced with the decision of living or dying. For some unknown reason, I decided to give life one more chance, but I constantly wondered why there was so much pain in our world. From individual sufferings like suicide, gun violence, and depression, to global crises like war and climate change. It seemed contradictory because America was founded on the aspirations of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Fossil fuels have advanced our economy and lifestyles for the past 150 years. They have significantly improved our day-to-day living by accelerating the expansion of our technologies, the internet, and medicine. However, as life continues to evolve, the highly explosive and linear nature of fossil fuels as energy is evidently unsustainable. Our globe is facing catastrophic natural disasters at alarming rates. A sixth mass extinction is unfolding in front of us, and international conflicts threaten the longevity of humanity. I am not advocating that disinvesting in fossil fuels is the solution to our world's problems, but I believe in a better world. And in one of the world's most advanced societies, we have the opportunity to better the health of our citizens and environment. I believe it is time for our actions to align with our values, and one step towards this goal is reinvesting in a just energy transition. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Fiona Nugent. I'm a sophomore student at CU Boulder, and I'm a CU legacy. Regent Vandriel, Regent James, Regent Smith, it's lovely to see all of you a second time. You've heard several important arguments today, from the legal perspective, to the environmental perspective, to the education perspective, to the moral perspective. Divesting away from fossil fuels is clearly the only correct choice. CU benefits from the brand of Colorado as sunny, outdoorsy, and slightly obsessed with skiing. Our university is renowned for its environmental research and its commitment to sustainability, but that commitment is clearly a lie. CU is lagging behind 1,560 institutions that have divested from fossil fuels. We are not asking for something impossible. We are asking for something that has precedent and is necessary. You are looking at many Gen Zers who day by day deal with climate anxiety because we envy what you have. You guys, no offense, have the opportunity to retire and live in a world that can still sustain you as a human. And we don't think we will have that. This is why we are so passionate today. So as CU brands itself as an environmental leader and a champion of students, please ask yourself, is this genuine or is this a lie? And it could become genuine. The beginning of this is divestment. And if you want to relieve us of some of that climate anxiety, this is the first step. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Beth Osnes. I'm a professor of theater and environmental studies at the University of Colorado. And with me as a fellow wind turbine is...
I'm Denise Fernandez, and I'm a PhD candidate in the Department of Environmental Studies at CU Boulder.
I just want to say that I'm one of the faculty who did teaching across the curriculum, teaching climate across the curriculum. I'm one of the co-founders of the Center for Creative Climate Communication and Behavior Change. And I use the arts in order to engage young people in envisioning a new future. And I'm really interested in us being able to just feel good. So I don't know how often you get sung to, but I'm going to sing you a song that is from one of my musical pieces that I have done. And so it goes like this. Wind turbines are beautiful. They turn both day and night. Provide the world with good, clean energy that make our lives so bright. Thank you.
Thank you all. I'm going to turn it over to Ken, and thank you, Beth, for singing to us.
Well done. First of all, on behalf of the board, I want to thank everyone who spoke at public comment. I know it takes a lot of courage to get up here and speak in front of this group, so we very much appreciate the time that you put into it and the passion that you bring. The Board of Regents is in the process of educating ourselves thoroughly about this topic, particularly about CU's investment policies and practices. We are also in the process of hiring a university treasurer who plays a key role with our investment strategy and activities. We expect that person will be hired this summer. Regent Chavez and myself are leading that search process along with our shared governance groups. The board is keenly aware of its fiduciary responsibilities and our focus on keeping a CU education affordable. Investment earnings are an important revenue stream used solely for the benefit of the university community. They help fund things like student grants and scholarships, faculty programs, facilities, and research studies. Our investments are guided in part by state statute and investment best practices, and we engage professional investment advisors to help guide those decisions. We will continue to study this issue while keeping our focus on revenue streams that help us keep CU affordable and accessible to all that want to go here. Again, we want to thank you to all that spoke up today. We appreciate every bit of passion that you bring to this board. Thank you.